So, Game 2 is upon us. Let's take the scenery from there. Game 2 in Pittsburgh.
Bam. Auburn, right off the bat.
Auburn right off the bat. The second-round draft pick.
Nashville, 1-0.
Strikes first, and people are excited because Nashville needed a quick goal to get back. They felt like this is a big climb. This is a game to even it up.
Yep.
Auburn gets a goal. He's a second-round draft pick, and it's very reminiscent of the Game 5 winner he had against Anaheim.
Yep.
And he's only had a few goals this offseason. He's a rookie, so you just kind of... He is a rookie, correct?
Yeah.
I want to make sure
He
about that.
is feeding off that.
But he's not exactly the Gunsel of the world, but he's doing well, and he's really serving his purpose on the Preds.
Speaking of Gensel answers what? Immediately?
Ties it up 1-1, and you can kind of see why he's talked about so much for this Pittsburgh offense.
So at this point in time, 2 games, 2 goals for Jake Gensel.
2 goals. We're talking about when they go up 2-1. He gets a long slap shot in the third.
To start it off.
Just 10 seconds into the third. They were really hoping for a big kind of shutdown, maybe at least to kind of neutralize it.
This is coming off a second period that's just been nothing but defense. You got Rene saved, you got Matt Murray saved, and then 10 seconds into the third, bam.
These goalies, might I add, are really getting their work this playoff season. They are really having to put a lot of hard work into what they're doing because these teams are high-powered on offense. These guys have some shooters, and they are looking to get it in the goal. But so 10 seconds into the third, the Preds are looking to kind of neutralize it, get a good strong base. They
can't. Another Phil Kessel goal right after that.
Phil Kessel, but I noticed that was more of the Preds falling apart and falling down actually because Phil Kessel, it looks like he schooled someone out of their skates and made him fall. Looks like he was just, the Preds defender. I couldn't catch his name or his number. Just fell down in front of him, and from there he had an open shot at the goal. Bad shot it looked like. Looked like it was going to go a little left. He was approaching from the right side, and
it's knocked in there.
It gets knocked in there. There's a few Preds falling down all over the goal, and Rene can't find a way to stop it. It just kind of slides in the side. So.
It already being in the third, they got to go damage control, and there's no coming back from that.
And that's where you see a lot of the Preds falling apart in this postseason. When the games they've lost, it's because they've gone into damage control. That seems to be their weakest.
You move to Game 3, they don't ever go to damage control.
No, they do not.
Like I said, Game 3, first ever Stanley Cup game in Nashville, Tennessee.
And I'm sure it's reassuring. Being in Pittsburgh, you could see Rene's face at the end. They ended up going down 4-1. Evgeny Malkin schooled the Preds. He had a nice little charade at the end of Game 2, and Rene was looking very rough. He was looking like he could not keep up with what the Penguins were dishing out. They actually had to pull him at the end of the game.
Yep.
So
we're back. Saurus action
we're back at Game 3 in Nashville, like
Smashville.
Smashville.
You should have seen that city. I've seen pictures. They had Broadway shut down.
Catfish on the ice.
Bam.
A few of them, if you don't mind. I actually saw some fans dressed up like Catfish.
I saw they threw one in Game 4. I know we're skipping ahead here, but this is funny. Game 4, Catfish comes on, rolled in a towel with a little cowboy hat on and a penguin in his mouth.
And it's real cute. That could have been a blunder. That we're just going to count that as the honorary blunder of the week.
Blunder of the week.
We're just going to have a picture of that Catfish pop up right about now.
Every girl crazy about his shirt, that's me.
Oh, that Catfish.
God.
So, we're back at Game 3. Jake Gensel.
Starts us off again.
It's a historic game, like Drew said. First game in Nashville Stanley Cup history. In Nashville, the country music stars have come out of the woodworks, literally, bumpkins. They are all in the Preds arena, Bridgestone Arena, to see the Preds put on a show, and Gunsel is the one who draws first blood.
That's not what you want to see.
No, it's not what you want to see, but luckily the boys, and I'm talking Kalle Järnkrok and Roman Josi, had our backs because Järnkrok passed it to Josi. Josi, very talented scorer, was able to
put it away.
Tied us up 1-1.
Then what is it? Same period, right after.
Mm-hmm.
You have Frederick Boudreau, the cult hero.
He took a stretch pass far from back. It came from beside his own goal. He's way on the Penguin side of the ice. Grabs it and is able to just put on a little bit of a spectacle and puts the Preds up 2-1.
And then that's when you see that the Penguins are starting to get a little worried.
Mm-hmm. I wrote down confusion because that's what was happening around the goal. James Neal. With 22 seconds left in the second period. Not a lot of time. They were hoping probably that we could just get through this period, get back to the third. Maybe start it off like they did the third of Game 2. But
but then here comes James Neal skating down the ice. Got a bunch of people falling in front of the net again. This is reminiscent of the Phil Kessel goal.
Confusion. It is, but it's really working for the home team this time, as it worked for the home team last time. This time, different homes.
Cluster in front of the net.
But Phil Kessel seemed to bounce in because of the Preds' confusion. This just seemed to be James Neal taking
needed
advantage.
No help.
Yeah, he took advantage of the situation at hand. So
he's the long shot sniper.
That was exciting to see. Yes, he is. It was exciting to see with 22 seconds left in the second. And put the Preds at 3-1.
And you've got Rene making these huge stops. He's one after another.
Which is reassuring to see because, like we said earlier, he was looking flustered. He was looking worried, like maybe he was a fish out of water. A call back to the earlier episode. He was the catfish out of water like Drew's saying, he really started picking up his performance. And Matt Murray on the other side of the goal, or other side of the ice, is not doing a bad job, mind you. Some of these goals are making it in, but these Preds are shooting high velocity. A lot of fast pucks coming in.
I mean, and then they had a couple more goals to Craig Smith,
Craig Smith, Mattis Ekholm got his first playoff goal at the end of the game with 6:50 left, 5-1 Preds.
End up capping that one, 5-1?
5-1 was the final total of that game.
2 days later, Game 4.
Game 4, we are excited. The Catfish back on the screen.
There he is. Headline of the game, no Jake Gensel goal.
No Jake Gensel goal, which is a blessing to the Preds because they have been having a hard time stopping this young kid.
Yep.
So the Preds strike first. Yarncroc comes in, and it was a busy goal, but it was 5:09 left in the first, and there was a lot of piling up going on. He's able to skate one in right in. 1-0 for the Preds.
Then follow that up with Sidney Crosby, Sidney
Crosby. He had some nice puck work.
Breakaway action comes in.
A little side.
Oh, there goes Matt Murray.
But
there goes Pecorine dropping my bad, guys.
Pecorine thinks the puck's going in, passes it back. Boom,
bam! Slides it behind the skate.
Yeah, it was nice to see as someone who likes to see a pretty goal, but as a Preds fan, tough one.
Goudreau right after again, right?
Goudreau with a very talked about goal.
Scored his first playoff goal, I believe, in the first game of the Stanley Cup.
I didn't realize that.
Yep.
I didn't realize that.
Yep.
That's exciting. So he's actually doing a lot for these finals. He's really helping the Preds stay alive.
You see him score that goal. They go up. Then it goes into damage control, obviously, for the Penguins.
Damage control. They started trying to pick up the pace. It was a little bit less about defense. It was a little bit more about trying to get that puck past Pecorine, maybe get him flustered. But
you almost saw him get it past him.
Yeah, and you did. 11 minutes left in the second. Let the bodies hit the floor.
The doorstep save, Pecorine.
And these are all Penguins players at the goal of Pecorine, and he is diving over them. Superman, he is diving on top of these people, doorstep like Drew says, to keep these pucks from sliding in. Really impressing the Preds fans. It gave them something to cheer about.
Yep. And we'll be in that game. You had a couple more goals by the Preds.
Viktor Arvidsson.
Philip Forsberg with the empty netter.
He had a big open goal, and that was pretty much how we capped off Game 4. 4-1 was the final total of that. The series is kept up at 2-2, all even. We're heading back to Pittsburgh. When?
Thursday, 8 o'clock.
Thursday at 8. Make sure you check out the Preds and Penguins action. Go Preds.